Hi, Christy.
Jump off too.
It's like I never left.
I actually, you took the words right out of my mouth. No, but seriously, obviously a different setting, but how did it feel to be back here? Not Valley Range, but here.
Yeah, oh, it's great. I mean, this place is unbelievable with the, with everything that they have here, all the facilities, and it's good to see a lot of people that I know and that I knew, a lot more people than I knew, the first day. I've been able to run around and, see people that were here when I was here. So it's been pretty good.
Can you talk about your working relationship with McCarthy? I know you guys knew each other from coaching against each other, but being on the field and being in the building together, how's that going?
It's gone good. Yeah, he spends a lot of time with the offense, but he comes in and we sit down and talk about scheme and players and situations and things like that. So yeah, it's been good.
Mike, what did you miss the most about being away from the game?
Probably being around the players. Like this last couple of weeks when we go out here, we're doing the phase 2 stuff. It's been a lot of fun to get out with the players and start to understand them and try to teach them as much as I can about, not just their position, but the other positions and why we do certain things. I think that's been the best part.
You haven't been able to get your hands on Mozzie yet, obviously, with him coming off of his deal. But what do you expect for this year, and what are you looking for from him?
Well, obviously he was a high draft pick, and I heard that he kind of struggled a little bit last year. So, we're going to start with the basics, get him in a good stance, get him in, using his hands the right way, getting his footwork the right way, and then kind of go from there. I talked to him a little bit, I guess it was yesterday, and he said, I asked him what weight he feel comfortable at, and so we got to get him to that point first, and then, get his strength back, and then, we'll let him go out here on the field, and, we anticipate that he's going to be a good player like he was in college, but, that's how we have to go.
Your system will have him be asked to do similar things than what he did at college.
Yeah.
I think that you can get off philosophy, Jeff was just talking about, is just different. Can you kind of elaborate as to kind of why he might be more comfortable with what you are prepared to ask of him?
Well, that's kind of what he did in college. He lost a lot of weight when he got here, and he was trying to be a attacking 3 technique to get up the field, and we're going to probably play blocks a little bit more than that. Try not to get reached, so linebackers know where they're supposed to fit, and so on and so forth. So, I guess that's the biggest thing.
What's the next step that Micah Parsons needs to take as a player?
Well, they don't have to take many steps. I think, as we're just sitting up there again this morning talking about other things we can do with him, and he's such a dynamic player that I said this the other day that the offenses are always going to know where he's at, and so they're going to turn protections to him. They're going to have the back help chip no matter what it is. In a lot of the games he played last year that I watched, the offenses had a good scheme where they get 2 tight ends on him and all those things. So we're gonna obviously gonna move him around, doing different things with him, but we're gonna use him some ways where we're getting the protection turned the way we want it turned, and then able to win on the other side. And there's sometimes we're gonna try to overload a protection where he gets a one-on-one.
You encourage the sumo wrestling training technique?
Yeah, he could have done that with me probably.
You obviously big focus on stop and run. You're inexperienced on paper at the defensive line, even with Mozzie.
Right.
Will the scheme gonna make that much of a difference?
Well, I hope so. It's so. My first year as a coordinator, my very first game, we played Philadelphia in the pickle juice game, and we gave up 220 yards, right? And I was a secondary coach, and my first day as a coordinator, I said, hey, we're going to go, let those guys go up front. We gave up 220 yards. So since that day, from the rest of whatever year that was, 2004 or something, we've concentrated on getting the run stopped rather all the time. Now we want to rush the quarterback too.
Right.
I mean, but we feel like it's in order to rush the quarterback, you got to stop the run and get him in those kind of situations.
You talked about Mozzie gaining. How much does he weigh now? What's his ideal weight that he said he wants to get to?
I think he told me he's like 305 right now, and I'll keep that his ideal weight to me.
Okay, because he was like 330 in college, 325 in college.
Yeah, he thought he was too heavy for that.
Okay.
So.
What's the best way for these young guys to make impressions on you? Because you talk about the phases, and you're even get several days into training camp before they get to do the really physical stuff?
Yeah, I think, obviously the smart players always are the better players, so if you can get them, if you see things and you get them to do that, and, the anticipation that they have, if they're taking to coaching, if they're taking to teamwork, understanding their role, and, I always say this, do your job so someone else can have success doing theirs. You might have to sit there and take on a double team, and it's no fun, but you're doing it because the other guy can make the tackle. So, those are the kind of things that we kind of stress, and, playing good team defense, and, obviously all the things, be really good on third down, good in stop and run, being good in the red zone. But, when they get out there and they're on the field, they know what they're doing, and they go out and make plays, without risking leaving someone else in a bad spot.
How different are you as a coordinator from your first time here?
I don't know. I mean, I was a head coach for 8 years, but I was still running the defense. So I guess, everything evolves and changes and things like that. I don't think I'm that much different. Maybe, I don't know. You guys will be able to tell me.
Your temperament the same as it was in the past, or your impatient temperament, your disciplined temperament?
What are you saying? I don't like mistakes, no. But, these guys have been good so far. They've been really good. They've been on point. We had a really good walkthrough this morning, one of the better ones we've had in a long time. And, so they're trying. And, I just want to coach guys, and I want to get them better. So, and there's different ways to do it. There's, you can yell at them, you can put your arm around them, you can pat them on the butt, whatever. So each guy's going to be a little bit different, and maybe, we'll just see how it goes.
I know, talking to Steven, one thing, Steven Jones, he felt that your discipline style would be best, would help this team.
Well, I hope so. We'll find out. I mean, it's always the proof is in the pudding, right?
Right.
You gotta go out there. But it's like I told the defense the first day I got here. I said, this is a different deal for me. Usually when I come in, the defense is not good, and they're pretty darn good. So it's a little different for me because we have to, advance some of the things that they were doing good, and try to, improve on the things that they weren't doing good. So. But for the most part, they played pretty darn good, and we're going to try to accentuate that, and maybe be a little bit more technique oriented, and maybe a little bit more disciplined, some of those things. But at the end of the day, we got to do it the way I want it done, right? Because I know you try to come in and you do somebody else's thing, and it just doesn't it doesn't go good.
How important is Eric Kendricks being here to that process?
Yeah, we were just talking about that today. Like the walkthrough today, I gave him a bunch of hard things, and he's quick, and he's said it before, done it before, and so we were just talking about that today a little while ago, how much, if he wasn't here, how much different it would be, and so we're really glad that we have him. He was an all-pro player for me a while ago, obviously a really good player, so hopefully he can keep going that way and help the guys around him.
During games?
With dictating protections the way you say Micah does, have you had guys like that? I don't know if DeMarcus was too early in his career to do that, or he was a guy that largely stayed on the right side.
Yeah, I mean, if he's on the right side, you kind of know where that he's going to be, right? Micah won't just be on the right side; he'll be in different spots, and not really to that extent that we've, So like when a lot of times the protection goes to linebackers, and when Barr, he started being really good on getting on backs and things like that, then we knew the protection was dictated mostly to him. So we've had some access to it.
Cornerback
When
having.
Are you gonna let him? He's been trying to ask a question 3 times.
Good awareness. I appreciate that. During games, I believe you'll be on the sideline, not the booth, as some choose to go about it. Why to you is that the right move, and what comes with that?
Well, I've always been on the sideline, number one. And number two, you know, I want to catch them when they come off so I can talk to them. And if there's adjustments that need to be made, then I want to be able to sit down and do it with them. And, you know, a lot of times I tell them if they mess up, go on the other end, don't come by me.
Thanks, Coach.
Go ahead.
Can I get my question?
Sure, go right ahead.
Working with these two cornerbacks, just talk about the excitement and how that impacts what you can do on defense.
Yeah, well, you know, anytime you have two good corners, it allows you to do a lot of other things. You know, you can tilt the coverage, you can play man-to-man, you can double other guys. You know, so that's an exciting part. And typically, when we've had good corners, we've played pretty good. So, knock on wood, that we will. All right?
Thank you.
Yep, you got it.
Appreciate it.